Well, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're doing well. My name is Kevin Gunn, and I am coordinator of digital scholarship at Catholic University of America Libraries. This workshop is being recorded, and it will be made available at a later date along with the slides. Today, we're going to be looking at Zotero. This is the first time I am demonstrating Zotero, so we'll see how things go. I've used it on and off over many years. I've used Zotero way back in the day, and then I switched to RefWorks, and now I'm sort of looking at Zotero with fresh eyes, perhaps moving back to Zotero. So my colleague Benjamin Cushing will be giving a webinar on RefWorks on October 21st. So if you want to watch today's video and then see go to his presentation on the 21st, you'll be able to do a little compare and contrast. So what I want to do today is set up Zotero for you so you can begin managing your research in an effective way. So what are we going to do today? There's a lot of things that are in Zotero, a lot of features that I'm not going to touch on. Just going to get you up and running with basic introduction. So Zotero at its most basic level is a reference manager. It is designed to share, store, manage, and cite bibliographical references, such as books and articles, and much more too. Zotero is a great tool for collecting and organizing research, information, and sources. So what we'll do today is we'll begin by setting you up in Zotero. There's a web version and there's a desktop version, and syncing between them is going to be important. Next, we will be looking at using Zotero groups and group libraries for collaboration and making bibliographies with collaborators and other people. So then what we'll do is we'll talk about searching and some advanced searching in Zotero. And then you have a number of options for retrieving the material that you have collected. So with importing, there are a number of ways that you can get your research materials and references into Zotero. So, and then last, what we'll do is we will also talk about syncing and file management. And again, that's an important issue. A common question about using Zotero is if you're using Zotero on multiple machines, how do I make them talk to each other? So I'll show you how to do that. So how do I get my libraries and file attachments to sync properly? So we can also talk about that as well. So off we go. Let's see, I'm going to try that. There we go. All right. All right, so the first thing I want you to do is go to the Zotero website. And that is www.zotero.org. So once you're set up here, you'll notice you can able to log in if you have an account or not. But if you're setting up your account for the first time, what you want to do is you want to go to download. So click on here. And what Zotero does is very interesting. It automatically reads what your computer platform is. In my case, it's Windows. And it also registers that I'm using Firefox here. So it'll immediately gravitate you towards your respective platform and browser. So you have the download button here, 64. You also have other versions listed here. So if you go down here, you have the various Windows, Linux, iOS, and that sort of thing. So what I've already done, I'm not going to do this as I've already created an account and all that. So you'd have to spend a little bit of time right now doing the download and that. I'm not going to wait for you if you do that, but you can go ahead and, once you get the recording, you can always follow through slowly. So here you have the windows, and then you have the Zotero connector. And what this will do is that this will put a box up in the top corner of your browser, and we'll get to that in a minute, right there. And that is very quickly how you can set that up. I should also mention, if you scroll down here, you can also put Zotero on your iPhone, which I've done. It's kind of neat. Android app is supposed to be coming soon, so we'll see what that is. So once you have that all set up and installed on your own computer, let me go here. And once you get it set up, you will have a page not like this, because I have a ton of stuff in here. You will have, excuse me, a very blank screen. It will just have the very basics, a title, and I think the author here and that sort of thing. So what we're going to do right now, before we start anything else, any serious searching, we are going to, let's see, go through here. And I'm going to show you the three main panels that we have here. So on the left-hand side here, you have one library. It's called My Library. You'll notice I have a number of things listed in here, and you can go in and take a look at that. With My Library, you have your personal stuff. You also have a thing called group libraries. So you can actually share with other people citations that you have found in that, and you can sync with them what they've found. So it's can be very collaborative in a sense, and I'll get into that in a little bit. I should mention under My Libraries that you can have a huge number, unlimited number of collections listed through here. So it's a great place to store your research and whatever you're working on. You can have multiple collections, what they call. They're like folders essentially. So that is the My Library panel. Now, if you'll notice in the center here, this is where the items are going to be displayed. And you'll be able to manipulate what you see here, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. And then if I click on that, you'll notice this title here. And if I look on the right-hand side, we have the third panel is the details panel. And this panel is really, really great, because what you can do with this, you can go through and you can look at your citations, what you're looking at, DOIs, we'll get to that in a bit. The library catalog where you pull the information from, abstracts. You can even have a note here. I put down a note called awesome. So I can create notes with regards to this particular record. And you'll notice it will be listed here, right here as a note. So a little yellow at the top will demonstrate that as a note. If you go further down, you'll notice all these tags. It tells you where the libraries and collections are, and then in this case in literacies, and then this here you have all these particular tags that you can take a look at. So you have that. You'll notice with regards to the tags, there's a whole bunch listed here. If you go over to the left-hand side here, one way you can search for your articles and that is to go through and take a look at all the different types of tags that are listed here. So what you can do, if you're going through here and you want to sort of organize your records, you can go case study or case studies. Which what I want to do? I think I just want to do case studies. So I can click on that. Oh, come back here. And if I right click on this, I can rename the tag case studies. And there you go. And now when I look at this, it will pull the record, all the records that have case studies in it. So you can have, it's just a demonstration, a demonstrative way of showing that in the details pane, you can find a lot of different, you can manipulate a lot of this very much, and you can really, really organize your collections. And the better you organize it, the better you'll be able to search them, especially with notes and especially with tags. So it's very important for that. Now, you'll notice here that I have title and I have author and item type and this sort of thing listed here, the creators, they call it. You can actually manipulate this quite a bit. So if you were to go under view, up the top left-hand corner here, and you go down to columns, you can add these particular columns or not. So if I wanted, who's the publication? No, I can have the publication listed in here. And it'll tell me. So if I just want, it becomes another way to search. So if I'm just looking for the journal documentation, I can search that way very quickly. If I can do this, you could search columns like this. I'm going to take this out. But you can also go down to more columns. And as you can see, there are a lot more columns. So you can look for everything from the volume number to the library catalog that you're searching. You can organize that. This is a good way to think about, how do I know that I searched my local library catalog, but I didn't search, say, Google Scholar, for example. This is a quick way to go into your collection and look and say, oh yeah, I've searched here, here, and here, but I didn't search these other catalogs. So that's just one little way that one can look at your information and use it in the proper way. All right, so there it is. So let's get started doing some searching. Why don't we do that? So at the top left-hand corner here, you see this little folder, it says new collection. So I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to say, what do you say? Zotero workshop Friday. I have another Zotero workshop in here, but I don't want to confuse them. So here it is. I can give it my unique name. Maybe I want to call it my course, LSC 701, for example. So that could be my course. And then what I can do is I can keep under my library, or I can keep it as a subfolder under one of these. So I'm just going to keep it under my library. And I will create my collection. And you'll notice on the left-hand side here, under these various different ones, you'll have Zotero workshop, and then it says Friday listed here. And you'll notice there's nothing here. So we have to get busy creating our bibliography, if you will. I should mention here, just to take a look at group libraries. I wanted to show that this material here, most of it is not gathered by myself. It is actually created from a website, from the Zotero group section. So if I'm to go here, let's see if this will work. Okay. So here is on the Zotero homepage, there are many, many groups. And this is the group that I belong to. And it tells me a whole bunch of different things like when was it created? Is it memberships open? And I can only view this, but that's okay. So what happens is here are a bunch of people who can add material to the group library. And when I go into Zotero and when I want to sync my folder, I can merely go in, click, sync the folder, and I get this material loaded into my Zotero directory. So it's a great way to look, great way to collaborate with other people and to find a lot of, discover, frankly, a lot of different material here. So if you go to groups, you can search for groups. So let's do digital. And then you just scroll through and you can look at the different groups here. Some groups are kind of small. Well, here's members from with 8 people, a German one. It's public, but it's closed membership. So let's see, doing digital humanities at Doraya bibliography. This one's a little dated. So you can go in, 416 members, and you can go in and take a look at their material. And once you join, you can create a folder of this material and put it on your Zotero folder. So it's really great. And using these, let's see, I'm going to go back to all right, so that is the group libraries. Now what we're going to do is we need to populate our Zotero workshop for today. So the number of different ways that you can do this. You're going to go to our library catalog. Here we go. So why not start here where we always start? I always recommend the students and faculty start here and we'll find some material. So let's go in and take a look at, I don't know, let's say Plato, let's see, Plato Theory of Forms. And just for fun, we're going to search for everything here. So we're going to go in. And here we have, 2,100 hits listed here. What we can do, what's really quite excellent, is that we can look at this material and say, oh, this looks very interesting. My search wasn't too bad, I guess. What I can do is I can go up here in the top right-hand corner where this little folder is. And what is this? This is the Zotero folder that I can begin searching. So what I'll do, once you click on it, it will pull up all this material right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A little bit of duplication here, only because you have duplication. Well, that's fine. I'm going to select all of these. And then I'm going to press OK. And it's going to do, it's because I had kept Zotero Workshop Friday open in Zotero, it downloads this here immediately. So I've got all that in there. I could put it in one of my other folders if I list it. So if I go to, well, come back here, you. Let's see, cancel. Select all, do that again. If I go into, you'll notice right here that I can pick various different types of any one of my folders listed here. And I can go into a lot of great detail, as you can see. And I can even add tags if I want to. So Plato's Theory of Forms or something like that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep that. Right, so now, We go back to our workshop, and here's all our material immediately listed. You'll notice right here a number of interesting things. You'll notice different icons right here. So here you can tell it's a book, and you can have the item title of the item type listed here as a book. You can see, if I were to go in here and take a look on the right-hand side, it will give me all this relevant information. Search for. It will give you my library catalog. Now, sadly, this library catalog is not searchable. It's just telling you that this is where you got it from. And then you can scroll down here and take a look at the different tags, and you can begin organizing your library. Now, one thing you can do, and this is it, very interesting, is on the right-hand side here, you can go locate this particular item. So you can go to Google Scholar and see if it's listed there. This will also point you to our library catalog, which, may not be that helpful. If you look under Manage Lookup Engines, it will tell you that it is basically going to Google Scholar. So if I were to do Google Scholar, click on that, it will take me to this page here. On Google Scholar, here's the book, but sadly, it does not tell me that it is available online. So there are a lot of open access books out there. In this case, this is not one of them. So it's still a good place to start, though. Let's see, we're going to go back. So that's the book entry. If we scroll down a bit, we'll notice a journal article here. And again, slightly different information listed here. And perhaps we will have better luck with Google Scholar this way. And again, we did not come up. Let's see, hold on here. There we go. And in here we have it listed, and there's actually academic edu. So I'll click on that, and there it is. It's available. So it's a very quick way that you can actually locate material. All right, I am going to go back to my workshop. So I should mention, we did find that PDF, so you can actually put the link in there and it'll just take you there automatically. Or you can actually download it and put it in Zotero here. So there are different ways you can do it. I'll demonstrate that in a minute. All right, so that is a book. That is an article that we did not download a PDF. And then our third option is one, and you'll notice a little icon here, is where we did have the PDF. So if we look at this particular citation, it actually has the PDF listed here. So one of the nice features of Zotero, and I'll show you this in a bit, is that you are able, once you've properly indexed your PDFs, you can actually search those PDFs and find information. So if you vaguely remember a particular phrase that you read recently, but you're not too sure where it is, then you'll be able to search through it. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. Let's see, we have Plato's Theory of Forms listed here, and it's a video recording. And that is something that, again, will point you probably, since you're searching our library catalog, it's probably best to go take a look at that there. So that's it, a quick sense so you can pull a lot of material from your one location. You can do the same thing through our library databases. if I were to go back to here, and if I were to go to one of our library science databases, let's see, so library and information science source. Actually, with that one, probably won't get too much. So what I'm going to do, whoops. I'm actually going to go into Philosopher's Index instead, since we're doing Plato. And then I'll do Plato theory of forms. And not too much in this database, but you can begin to see, here's the interface. And again, we can go up and do the same thing. And we're going to get slightly different results, as you see. So I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to do OK. And it's going to save it all to my workshop folder. And boom, it's done. So it's a great way to collect a lot of material very, very quickly. All right, so you'll notice again that we have a lot of material listed here. And it's building up. You can also do the same thing in Google Scholar. So 3 different platforms, and you get a lot of different information. All right, so looking at this, you can search by, let's see, these 3. You can also search by your unique identifier. So what is that? If you go up here, I should mention here before that, if you wanted to add something manually, you can do so. And you can see the extensive list of types of records that you can have. So it's pretty interesting. So if you want to look into a conference paper or encyclopedia article, I mean, you're entering everything manually. So if I did encyclopedia article, you'd go over to the right-hand side here, the title, author, the encyclopedia. You basically have to fill this out. So that's kind of time consuming. So anyway, all right. Another way that you can find information is you can use the identifier here. So if I click on this, you'll see the ISBN, the direct object identifiers, the PMIDs, the archives, or the ADS bib codes, that sort of thing. So let's say I want to find, say, try something different here. So we're going to do this book here on ideas and Aristotle's criticism. And you'll notice over here you have an ISBN. Hey, great. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it in here. And what it does, so you'll notice we had 2 records. Now we have 3. But here's something to keep in mind. Even though I use the ISBN, where did it go to search to gather this information? In this case, it went to a library catalog K10 plus ISBN. If I went to my other records, look at that. It's pulled from a different catalog record. Now, why do I tell you this? I tell you this, oh, look at that, call number here, no call number there. So when you're doing that sort of thing and you have these duplicate records, then you're going to have different metadata listed in here. So you're going to have to bring a lot of this together if you want to just keep one record. So one way you can do that is go to duplicate items. And you'll notice I have a lot of duplicate items. So I can scroll down and find it. There we are. So when I click on the top one here, it gives me two different versions. It says here's one that's done at 1222 and then one done at 1232. So if I toggle between the two, I get slightly different ones. So this is kind of important in keeping track of bibliographical information because it's possible that two authors may be listed here, but only one at the top one, or one author may be listed, but then the second author may be a contributor, for example. So there is some variation. So when you're toggling between these two, you have to think, okay, which one's what do I want to do? Do I want to keep this or do I want to keep the DOI? So I'm going to keep this one. That's my selection. And then I'm going to do merge two. So there you go. That's a very quick way of doing that. I'm going to go here to Zotero. You notice again, it's listed here with different metadata in that. So there you go. So I'm going to incline to keep that one there. So when you can right click on these records and it'll tell you, you can do a bunch of things like add attachments, that sort of thing. You can also look at duplicate item and it can list all three. There. So very different ways that you can do this. So let's see. That is working with duplicates. Now, if we want to do some basic syncing, what we can do, this is syncing. There are two ways of syncing. You're syncing between your libraries, but you're also syncing your data and your files, and they are different things. Data syncing and file syncing are different. So let's go take a look. Under settings, under edit, you want to go down to settings. And you want to select sync. And the first thing that you want to know is that you have data syncing. You'll have your username listed in there. So go ahead and make sure it's there. And also you're going to have to link your account. Mine is linked right now, so I won't unlink it, but it is now linked to the your online version of your library. So the web-based version. You can go in and choose libraries listed here if you only want to sync maybe just digital humanities and nothing else. And I'm able to sync that across my different different computers. All right, so let's go.
Excuse me, can you tell me again where you found that, the syncing? It came from where?
Under edit.
Okay.
And then at the bottom at settings and then sync. So your data syncing, let me tell you what that is. That's all your metadata that we have listed over on the right-hand side here. So it's all this, the title, creators, all that sort of stuff. That's all your metadata. Doesn't really take up a lot of space. So you can have lots and lots and lots of it. What does take up a lot of space is your files, your PDFs and all that sort of stuff that you have. And you need to understand that you have a limit of 300 megabytes for all your entire library. So if you're reaching the maximum limit, you're going to have to delete some stuff, or I'll show you how to link to outside sources like Google Drive, where you can keep the files there and not have to worry about file space. At least for me, I've got a lot of space on Google Drive, so not a problem. All right, so what we want to do is we want to take a look at, let's see. Yeah, so the group libraries and storage limits. So 300. So if you're adding PDFs or other files, it's going to add up quickly. All right, so that page. Oh, don't lose my space here. If you want to import files, let me do this. So if you want to add material, you can just drag and drop from um, from your desktop what material that you have. So let me go here and do this. Let's see. Let me make sure. Okay. Let me do this for a second. All right, so I'm on my desktop. All right, that doesn't seem to be working. Okay. I'm gonna show you, it's kind of annoying here. Let's find this. Okay, so this is on my drive. So I have this on my desktop and I've selected these titles. What I can do is I can drag them onto here we go. Okay, it's working great. So I've dragged it on my desktop. I can organize this material. I can bring it in here and it's going to load this on here and is now finished. And it tells me what all this is. So this is really great because what it does is it shows you the attachment names that I had given them. And what it does, it will go out and take a search where it found this particular one. And they'll give me all the information. So what it does is it reads the PDF, the information within the PDF, and it'll go out in a search, and then it'll come back with all this information. So it's a great way. It'll collect the material from the PDF. I love that. And you'll notice each one of these is listed here with the PDF. So it's a great way that you can that you can build the collection if you have separate if you've gotten articles, say for example through interlibrary loan, and you know you have that loan PDF, you can just upload it very quickly. All right, so there is let's see. So to see if all the metadata is transported, what you do is you can go to Zotero settings. Right here again. If you go to general, listed here, if you scroll down, oh dear. Let's do that again. Notice it says file handling here. You want to make sure that this is selected. It'll automatically retrieve metadata for PDFs and ebooks. So you very much want to have that. I'm telling you, it's really great having the metadata. And also, once you do the indexing, you're able to search the actual PDFs automatically when you do a search up here, where it says everything search right up here. When you do that, it will search the actual content of the PDFs. Man, that's great. I love it. All right, so that is a quick show. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Oh, I should mention just as I closed it. That's file handling. For file renaming, if you want to automatically rename locally added files, make sure that this is selected. And if you don't, then make sure it's unselected. So it gives you this option that you can change the title. All right. Next, we want to go to our library here. Right. Oh, you want to do that? Okay. Oh dear. Okay, so I want to link to files. Let's do this. So what do we want to do if we want to add a link to a file? We don't want to keep all our PDFs here. What you want to do is you can link to something like Google Drive or whatever. So we're going to attach a link to the file, right? And we can pull it up from wherever. And this is on my computer. So if I add that link to that, it's an absolute directory link. So if I move it, then I'm going to lose it. What I like to do, oops, come back here. Let's go to attach web link. And what you can do is you can put a link to, for example, Google Drive, and it will pop up. So let me just do this very quickly. Get the URL for the file. All right. All right, so here's the link to the file. And I go, okay. So if I notice here, shoot, I hope I did this right. So you'll notice on here, other ones who have noticed we've had PDF folder. In this case, we have the search. And I didn't link this to the right records, but I'm going to show you this. Let's see. So what it does is it's supposed to go to here, and it was working earlier, but you can link to the actual Google file. So this is where you can store your files. They can go way beyond 300 megabytes. that's fine. But then what you have to do is make sure you put the link in to them. So there you go. And they'll tell you that, oh yeah, I have the search option here. You have a little link located there. So let's say for the sake of argument that you have a bibliography and you want to use that. And you want to upload that bibliography. So I am cutting and pasting from a Word document right now. And what I'm going to do is that we can go website called Any Style. And what you can do here, if you have a bibliography all set, what you can do is just cut and paste it and put in here. So that's what I'm going to do right here. Here's all my stuff that I just put in there. So anystyle.io. So I'm going to parse those 19 references. And what does, it'll give you all this, the author, the title, and all that. So you can change, like, look at this. And so that's, something I'll have to delete in that. So you can do that and go through this the 19 records here. Or what you can do is just, excuse me, save. What we'll do is we're going to save these with BibTeX. You can use CSL, JSON, or XML, but we're going to do BibTeX. And my little option button comes up here. Then what I can do with this Any Style is that I can go well, that's not it. No, what did we? All right, here we go. There we go. So what I can do here is I can go to File. I can import. It says, oh, you want to use a BibTeX? You bet. So I can go next, and that'll pull up what I'm looking at. It says place imported collections and items into new collection. No, I want to put them here. If I wanted to do a new collection, it would create a new folder for me. So I just want to do this to the Zotero storage folder or link to files in the original location. I would go with the copy file. So next, and then finish. And here are all my records. Very simple, yeah? Now you do have to go in and take a look, see what kind of info is being loaded in here. But yeah, you do have access to this. So there is how you can import a bibliography. All right.
Hi, I'm sorry. I think I was just watching the screen that it's with the
Oh,
folder, but we couldn't see what you were
pardon me, you're
doing.
right.
I'm sorry.
No, thank you for mentioning it there. Yeah, so here is the loaded material into that test folder that we did. Remember, we had 3 items. Now we have a lot more. But yes, thank you for pointing that out. One of the challenges of working with Zoom is that the sharing the screen can be kind of a challenge. So yes, so here it is. Your records listed here. So yeah, you can bring in all your older bibliographies and keep track of it that way. So next, I want to talk about okay, so here we have here, I want to go to Zotero support. And there's a ton of information listed on here. You can look at the documentation, and there's a section here on syncing. And where'd you go? Here, data and file syncing. And this will talk more about how you can go about data syncing properly in that. So I won't get into the details. I will point out here, I've mentioned Google Drive or Dropbox that you can use to put your files in and then link to them. They also have this service called WebDAV. And you can, there are providers out there, I'm going to click on that. These folks here will have free space. So 4Shared, for example, has 15 gigabytes. So this is something that you can, that they're working with Zotero. So it should be easy to set up. And you can definitely, expand your library of PDFs and other files using something like 4Shared and that. They do have Google Drive listed here, and they talk about sort of the weirdness of using that. So I just wanted to point that out to you. Now, if you want to do something like this, I'm going to go back to Zotero. All right, so here we are back to here. File, if you wanted to take a look at settings, we'll go to edit settings. All right. If you go down to advanced, then scroll slightly down here, you have what is called the linked attachment base directory. So you can have relative paths and absolute paths. So you can have relative paths for linked attachments within the base directory if that's what you want to do. So if you choose that, it would be something, on your computer, that sort of thing. Right. So if you're trying to link everything together, you're going to have to use a base directory, and you're going to have to go on every one of your platforms, your computers, and set this up if you wanted to do a base directory thing. So something to keep in mind while you're syncing across panels here. Excuse me. I should also mention that you can log in and create your own account on the website for Zotero, and you can keep material on their website. It's very important that when you are doing searches and you are doing these sorts of links, that you may, Zotero can get confused between the website and your platform that's on your computer. So my advice is to log out of the Zotero website just to be safe. All right, now on my last little bit here is advanced searching. So you can do a number of things with advanced searching. I'm going to go back to my workshop here. So under this top right hand corner here, you can do, you can search for everything. You can search for title, creator, year, all fields or tags. So however you've organized your system, you can go in. If you've tagged particular articles with a particular course number, for example, that's a quick way to do that. So if I were to do, let's say, Aristotle within my Plato search, and I can see, oh yeah, there's some listed Aristotle here, quite a bit actually. Redundant records, duplicate records, but that's fine. You get the idea. If you want to search just for Aristotle in the title, then you get a much shorter list. And if you want to just search particular fields, again, you can do that. If you want to go to advanced search, search here, you can search your library, you can search other libraries, particular folders. You can match all the things or any, so it's either all or type thing. You can search all these different fields, and you can go into much greater depth in the searching here as well. I won't do that. And then contains, does not contain, all that. You can search sub collections and all this, including parents and that. So if I did Aristotle and just Aristotle, and I'm going to do across my library, I suspect most of this will be pulled from our Zotero workshop, and in fact, it is right here. But if you're searching my library, it will search all the records. So that's a really great way that you can keep stuff organized. If you have the proper tags and that, it really helps. If you want to put material in notes, you can actually search just your notes. So again, I mentioned, course number, LSC 701, for example, and you can keep track of that across various libraries. So you just don't have to have one folder with one library with the material in it. You can go across. So it's a great way to, if you have certain articles that you want to pass on to a next course, for example, or something else, then you can do it that way. Right, so that is basically the quick overview of Zotero and how you can work on the different, how you can build your own libraries and control your own research and manage your citations. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes, I do, actually. I still
good.
am not 100% clear on the Zotero that is, on the web, and then the one you have on your desktop. You just mentioned something that you shouldn't have the one on the internet open when you're working on your desktop, but I don't quite understand the two of them. And if I'm like working with another, collaborator at the same time, do I need to have that internet one open or do I not? And then I guess the last question is about the syncing. When I'm syncing, I'm not sure what I'm syncing. Am I syncing with the internet or am I syncing with across my, like if I had two computers, I only work on one, but I just am not 100% clear.
Let me go into my online one here. So I'm going to log in. So here's my online version, and if you'll notice, it's also automatically synced with what I did previously. So you should be, if you're working with, in a group library, for example, and collaborating, then what you'll have is that you're uploading that material. Now, if you want to be sure uploading or linking it, so for my case, I'm just working with myself. So it's all linked. My desktop is linked with the website. But if I'm working with a group collaboration, let me just pull this up here. If you right click, not right click. I'm trying to remember how that is done. You can sync with these. Oh, yes. So that is that. Let me go on here. Okay, so if I'm on my desktop, yeah, and if I right click, did you see what happened? When I was on the website and when I tried to right click on digital humanities, it didn't give me any options. Okay, it didn't give me the options I want. While I'm on the platform here, on my own computer, I right click and it allows me to do this. So if I click sync, and I don't see anything popping up, so I'm assuming that everything has been synced. But that is one of the differences. Does that answer the question? It is, yeah, it's one of the things is you want to make sure that, you know, as long as you're pulling into your platform record, your platform on your local computer, then you can sync. And that will sync with the website and that. So,
And do you have to have the website open when you're syncing?
from what I have heard, you are risking when you're searching a database, whatever, there is a risk that the directory will not the platform that you're searching will not Zotero will not clearly delineate between your web platform and the one that you're using on your computer. So I've kept both of mine, I've used both of them open and closed, and I have not noticed anything. But you should be very, very careful about that. I should also mention, I did not mention this before, is that your data and your files and that should be in different locations. They should not be in the same folder because then you can get a lot of messy material that way as well, apparently. So keep them separate.
Is there any reason to have the internet one open then, or not really?
I don't see so I don't see why you should have it open.
Okay,
I've been doing this, you know, working on the presentation for today, and I had it closed on numerous occasions when I'm downloading and moving stuff. So, and I haven't noticed anything, so I figure that's a good way to go.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Just a little
If
question.
anyone, yes, please.
It's about it. You mentioned a site where we can find more information about syncing. So can you repeat the site, please?
Yes, let me pull that page up. The Zotero is really great because let me see. All right. So under documentation here, they have a ton of stuff here. I've only covered a portion of it, but there's a lot more information here. And if you scroll down, you have the syncing, collaboration, and backup. So you have groups here. I didn't do backup, but you can get a sense. So you have private groups that you can link and all that. So what you can do is that you can create a group in Zotero group, right? Just for you and a friend, and you can collect all your stuff in there, and then you can move it over. Then you can set up your the library in your Zotero platform on your computer, like which I just did with Digital Humanities, right? And then you can work that way, and you can sync that automatically. So when you have a collaborator who puts something in your Zotero folder, oops, where did it go here? Under your Zotero group. Let's see, here it is. Under here, the next time that you go into your computer on your computer platform, you can just right click, sync it, and it'll be synced automatically. Does So that's a good way to keep track of that.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for your patience. It was a quick start here and there on a couple areas, but yeah, this is really wonderful once you get into using a lot of it. If you have any follow-up questions, please contact me. My email is gunn, Gunn, @cua.edu.
Thanks very much.
So thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.